We have a very special treatment for you guys today. Oh, what did we do? What happened? We lost the music? No. We have a very special treatment.
No, so are we doing the
We're live right now.
are we
So I think we're live. Yeah,
We
here.
are.
We're
Here-
in the
here we
moment.
are.
We're in it.
Here.
I'm
This
very
is it.
grateful you told me.
Yes.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're
Here
gonna
we are.
get these
What's
cameras set up
happening?
here in a second. Here
What's
we go.
happening? What's
All
up,
right.
everybody? How is everybody doing?
Going fishing.
Got a very special guest in the house tonight. Very.
Yeah, we got a special broad. This is an impromptu special edition of the Phi Tribe Live thing. We are here in Atlanta, Georgia, with a brand new member of the Phi Tribe team. So we want to introduce you guys to our newest member, who is Brandon Thomas.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Welcome. Doing great. Oh, thank you.
Phi Tribe.
Phi Tribe. That's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah, so many of you guys might know Brandon Thomas from Expanding Reality, which is a hit podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're having fun.
Yeah, so it's amazing to have you part of the Phi Tribe family. Really
Incredibly
awesome.
grateful.
What's he gonna do?
I think officially he is our. Well, I'll let you.
I think it's a reality expander is what we kind of the
Nice.
label we
I like
decided
it.
on now. This is a fluid thing though, you know.
Yeah, I like
El
it.
Capitan perhaps at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll just go. We'll go reality expander for now, and that's a very broad, vague, amazingly specific topic anyhow. So that works.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm the lucid dream procurer. So
The
you-
lucid
Perfect.
dream
See, you got it.
procurer. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all. You've just been
Whoa.
open armed. This has been family anyway. We meet up in
Yeah.
every life, so it was about time we met up in this one, and it's perfect time as always. So I'm grateful to be here, and thank y'all for being so open armed. And this
Yeah.
has been incredible.
Dude.
Well, we're
Very,
amazing.
very pumped.
We're grateful to have
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
very grateful.
Extremely.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Well,
This is an impromptu. This is an impromptu podcast because Brandon's here for the weekend, and we were just brainstorming about all the marvelous, wondrous things we're about to bring to you all in the field of sleep music and psychoacoustic technology. It's gonna be really super awesome.
Yeah.
We've been brainstorming for like days. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Been a great end of the week. And
Yeah.
made the weekend.
Good weekend.
We went out yesterday, had a fantastic celebration dinner for not one but two things. Number one, last week we hit 100,000.
Where's the clap
Subscribe.
noise?
Yeah, unfortunately,
Wasn't
we don't
announced.
have that available.
And then secondly,
Oh, dude.
we welcomed Brandon into town and started deepening a great relationship right off the bat, and just very happy you flowed into our world.
Me too, but man, are my arms tired. Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah.
I love it. Y'all are so much fun. This is so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. The synchronicities are insane, and that's been mostly what this visit has been about. Just all the awesome stuff, but mainly just like, wait a minute, you too, and oh my god, I can't believe you, and oh my god, it is so aligned and so beautiful, and that's what we've been talking about mainly this weekend. It's just been the alignment and the pure, uncompromising, pure stream of flow that this gets in whenever we all get together, and whenever
Yeah.
you attract your tribe, right, and you find folks out there, and it's in alignment, and it's just. This is the like attracts like model manifest, which is one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah.
There's a combination of empires at the perfect time to create this awesome Voltron to expand consciousness the way that it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to shout out to Mira Taylor for bringing us together because that was amazing.
I
Thank
love
you,
Mira.
Mira.
Thank you, Mira.
Thank you,
Oh my
Mira.
God.
Definitely.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, Mira, thank you. But yeah, no, I like what you just said about like attracts like. I mean, we're all about that here at Phi Tribe, especially. I think the way we like to put it is it's very harmonic and it's very fractal. No, you're good. You're fine. So yeah, no, it's very aligned. It's very harmonic. It's very fractal. So it's cool. It's cool. I think it's exactly what we are already. You're just like already a part of the family, and that's super special and super awesome, man. So
It's been one of the biggest trips is us just all sitting here going, hang on, how can this fit so perfectly? You don't meet folks like us all the time out in the
Not at
wild.
all.
And so it takes this bringing of us all connecting like this in this way for it to come together. But again, these amount of synchronicities that have been occurring has just been overwhelming. And that's something that we've all been getting used to, is this just okay, we're in the
Right.
now. We're here now. It's
Yeah.
all aligned. It's perfect. It's where it should be. And just accepting and being open to receive how beautiful this is has been so cool.
Right on,
Agreed.
man. Oh, Brandon, what do you can tell us all about synchronicities and fractality, which is what we're all about. We're trying to get in there through psychoacoustics. But your show is all about that wacky stuff. It's all about the crazy, untapped field of the unknown, and it's all my favorite stuff to watch on, on the internet, all the crazy stories and stuff. And I think it's awesome because we can have those conversations now and relate it all back to Phi.
Everything comes back to Phi, which is, again, why this is in such alignment. My interests as just a human being are so wide and varied. I'm such a curious spirit. I've just got this boundless curiosity that just is unquenchable. And I know this about me, and so I dive down the rabbit holes. I'm that kid that was just, why? And I've got this perpetual curiosity to this effect. So it's led me down the most incredible life of interests to where they're so varied, they're so wild. And when you investigate some of these initially, you think, oh, this is interesting. Well, that's cool. There's in no way it could be connected to this thing over here. And the further you go down those rabbit holes, the further you find it's just a conical shape that all lead to the same place. And actually, it's an ascension in this way. And then it's been this just beautiful ride of just figuring out how things connect and how it's all rooted in sound, vibration. This is what Tesla was talking about. And then through the explorations I've gone through into the topics like what you're talking about in the show, that's why it's called expanding reality, the verb. It's happening now. It's ever occurring, right? And the tagline of the show is, the expansion of consciousness cleverly disguised as a podcast. So it's really that, but you come into it as a podcast, right? So, but approaching these different topics, you find how interconnected they are, and then finding it connecting to the musical background that I have through sound and cymatics and pattern, and then you're connecting it to crop circles, and then you're connecting that to near-death experiences and geometry and fractals, and it's all incredible how it ties in. And then all these fantastic, as you referred to them, what we call freaky woo-woo topics that we have on the show, and how they're all connected. It's wild.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
When we first got to Atlanta, we picked Brendan up from the airport, and we drove through the city, and we took him to this cool joint, and we went down the building, and he's like, "Oh, there's a Tartaria building."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Right away.
There we go, right
The
on.
rose window.
Right on. There was a rose window, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is gonna get good." I can already tell it's gonna be amazing.
Oh my God, let's just do this for a second. Okay, so the Tartaria thing is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
And what's really fascinating is there's some hijacked ancient technology that's basically all around us. It's all over the place. It's literally under your nose. Now, the idea of like a mud flood or like an ancient civilization that was here before with all this high technology, but then some sort of cataclysm wiped it out. There are splinter conversations on that as far as like a cyclical thing. Maybe it happens all the time. Maybe it's like a speed dating with Gaia thing to where a civilization gets a certain amount of time in this realm or this place, and all of a sudden the ground just turns to liquid and sucks everything down in it. This liquefaction idea, which is a thing that science puts forth as it's a very real thing. That's a scientific process called liquefaction, and it's where such violent earthquakes occur. It's where they just liquefy the surface and pull everything down and then just re-solidify whenever it stops, and now you've buried everything underground as if it wasn't there. This idea of Tartaria is something I find fascinating. Again, this is one splinter sort of theory. Of course it's all just fun, and that's what my show's about, is in exploring the realms of critical thinking, and that's what we do. We explore these realms. And one interesting thing, and of course it's we're going to tie it back to sound, is that the way that these buildings, the architecture, all of this was perfect. And that's something that we do in another series of mine, which is fascinating. But I loved driving by and seeing these windows and going, oh my God, I know what that is. So it was beautiful.
Yeah, I find the amazing connection with the liquefaction, because I'd heard a story how the liquefaction came from the sound of trumpets blaring from the sky, like psychoacoustics, something very, very powerful
Gabriel's
sound
told them to
using
blow
the
their horn.
vibration that liquefied all of the things that were stone and solid.
See, and then you think of all those crazy sounds that they hear like in Oklahoma and stuff that sound like
Yeah,
trumpets in the sky,
right.
and you think like, is that part of that? Is that something? But this sort of idea of sound coming in, and then you connect it to like the Buddhists who claim that you can levitate rocks this way. So many connections to this, but this idea of trumpets coming down and liquefaction occurring is fascinating.
Isn't it? I find it so fascinating.
Joshua marched around the city 7 times and then blew and blasted the trumpets, and the city fell.
Yeah,
Wow.
same. So he created isolated hang on, I can do this.
Liquefaction.
Isolated liquefaction, which should be a band name, by the way.
Yeah.
Isolated liquefaction.
awesome.
Yeah, it's at least a song title.
Absolutely.
If
Yeah, an album.
Nothing else.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's pretty interesting that you could then it suggests that there's intention put behind an isolated area in which that occurred. So it can be it's a power then yielded to can be steered. But to think of it on a global level like that is fascinating. That buries cultures, literally wiping them off the face of the earth
through sound, which is just
through sound.
sound.
The power of sound.
crazy.
It's deeper than you think.
It is way deeper than you think, right?
Yeah.
But the rose windows are what's so cool because the rose is allegedly the highest vibrational frequency object in this place, and it vibrates at 528 hertz, which is your heart.
Right.
And so it's interesting that iconography, also that symbol represents the hertz at which that building is tuned to, which that's what's so fascinating about those buildings, because then they propagate this out, even all the way to obelisks. And this is why all the obelisks were removed out of Egypt and scattered all over the earth. There are more obelisks from Egypt outside of Egypt than in Egypt.
Yeah.
So they're utilitarian. That's why. So there's a purpose behind these, and it's all sound, and it resonates with the harmony of the earth. It's fascinating. Yeah. And that's allegedly, of course, why you want it to be buried, right? And why there's it's benefiting somebody for this information to stay buried. But the fact that it comes out and that sound can heal you, and that there are people out there making this available to people, is what I align with, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, there's so much to it. Like we can get into the Coral Castle.
At least Scallion.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I mean, and he moved the damn thing
But
too.
before we do that, hey, I just want to say,
Yeah.
I'm in the chat, Brandon. There's a lot of people giving you super warm welcomes. They just want to say welcome. So I just want to acknowledge all these people saying hey, and thank you guys for hitting the chat. You guys are blowing this chat up today. Thank you guys for jumping in. And if you got questions, put them in the chat. Just as a reminder, we'll do some Q&A later. So if you got some questions, actually, you know what? Don't put them in the chat just yet. Save them, and we'll,
we'll make room for them at the end, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We'll have a Q&A
time.
Yeah,
we'll have
We'll
some
definitely
Q&A
do a
time.
Q&A.
We'll go through them. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I love that kind
That
of
way
stuff.
Mike can pay attention to the conversation and not have to man the
chat
room.
But you guys keep
be in the moment
keep
with
doing
us.
your thing. Yes,
Be
absolutely.
here with us, brother.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
You're here, brother.
We're in
You're
it.
here.
Yeah,
We're in it, bro. Are you here, bro? I'm here.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
so yeah, the Coral Castle's fascinating. He had to be moving those stones with sound.
So they have had to. That's the thing.
Yeah,
But then the cone apparatus, which that is found in so many hieroglyphics and iconography with, again, the little bag. So this denotes this box, and that's found in all sorts of seemingly, if you go by the Smithsonian, unrelated and unconnected cultures that had no contact with each other, right? But the things that these children that allegedly reported that he was doing was working with this box on a tripod that he made out of Florida pine tree poles, right? Telephone poles. And it's 3 of those in a tripod configuration. But they said that was sort of a winch apparatus that he was using, but there's no way that could lift the weight of the blocks he was using. He was 15 tons, some of these things. And so he's moving these things around, no problem whatsoever, and nobody knows how he did it. He did it by himself, worked alone, and only did it at night when no one was around. And allegedly with sound. Now, he was quoted as saying that he understood the secrets to how the pyramids were built. And that's all he said about it.
And said that it was too powerful for us to have.
Yes.
Right.
And that's a whole yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's very interesting. And it's interesting that those things are kind of kicking about. You know, it seems that these breadcrumbs are left here for those that wish to take a look at them and explore them. They're here. They're absolutely here, and they're in plain sight.
You know, there's photographs, even video I've seen of actually monks lifting gigantic stones.
Yeah, huge stones, massive stones. I mean, there used to, I don't know if they're still there. There used to be pictures on Google and stuff of that. And this was years ago. This was like when I was first getting into conspiracy theories. You know, high school or something. But yeah, no, I remember seeing some stuff like that. Like
it was a conspiracy. A bunch of monks got together and they
but
conspired to lift a stone for sound.
Right, but the pictures were old. They're like black and white photos from pre-turn of the century.
But can you trust that? Because
Well,
let
we
me
don't-
trip you out with a trippy one too.
I don't-
JFK photos are damn it, what's his name? Martin Luther King photos are only shown in black and white for a reason, to make you feel like it was a lot longer ago. But there are a ton of color photos of that time period. This is what's weird too, is even that apprehension of a color versus black and white photo of any event in time makes it feel so much older. So it makes you feel so much more disconnected from it.
Yeah.
No, I
It's
agree.
crazy.
It's crazy.
agree.
It's everything is a psyop. It's
Everything.
all a psyop.
Psyops within
It's a psyop
psyop.
within a psyop within a psyop.
But even this idea of the monks, there was this video I posted about this idea of them taking a rock from the canyon floor with all of them positioned around in some exact number with the exact number of vocalizations happening with the exact number of tuned drums, and they lifted this rock in this parabolic arc at a certain degree exactly on top of the cliff.
Like 250 meters or something like that. Something crazy.
Sound.
Yeah, and it was all how they placed the sound, what types of sound, and how far the distance it was, and the angle it hit the object.
So, of course, the next question, when are you guys going to be levitating blocks and us building a coral castle here in Atlanta?
Soon. It's happening. It's happening.
Figuring out that combo and direction. Setting the
hey.
speakers in a certain way. You know?
So let's go a bit deeper on that last thing we were discussing. So we all know Kurzweil Melchizedek.
Yeah.
Okay, so he says, all that was happening, but it was all being done by the mind.
Now we're talking.
Elaborate.
There was nothing physical happening. Everything was done through mind. They weren't using a machine. It was all
done through
the mind.
Well, thoughts become things. Right?
Yep.
Thoughts are things.
Thoughts are things.
And perhaps the key of it being in sound, something that we can physically animate and conceptualize, even though it's freaky woo-woo to most people, we're sitting here talking about it. Maybe that's the stair step into our understanding that it can be found within the mind. You know, it's sort of one of those like keys to, it was within you all along, right? All those movies.
Yeah, the non-woo of it are the people who are subscribers who have already are sleeping to our stuff.
Yes.
They already go, whoa, there's something going on here. Whether I want to believe this or not, there's something going on. Yes, the rabbit hole is deep enough to talk about lifting gigantic, multi-ton stones 250 meters into the sky.
Well, don't think
we'll get there.
With your thoughts.
With your thoughts.
We'll get there.
That's where it goes to.
And it's absolutely not lost on me that the irony of that you're waking people up through your sleep mixes.
That's how you know it's divine. That's how you know it's divine.
Yes.
It's the perfect irony.
Yeah.
Right? That's because to me it's like the divine is the cosmic joke, right? Because humor is the highest form of intelligence. It's the highest form of processing anything.
That's what I tell my
You mean
girlfriend.
you mean like a jester?
But yes, exactly. But only through humor do we look for the irony in things. Because the thing that's most ironic is the thing that's the most hysterical. Because it's the most foreign to what we thought.
It's Occam's razor. It's right there. It's been right there the whole time. It's like, duh. And just like that saying, it's the last place you look. It's so ironic because, of course, it's the last place you look. You don't need to continue to look any further.
Yeah.
Like that is the last place. And it was right there.
Ooh, okay. Here we go in the chat. Carolyn says, what is your take on the secret chord David played for the Lord in the song, obviously by Leonard Cohen, and then there's got to be something to that, she says. And yes, I completely agree, but I don't think it's a secret. I just think it's a very specific combination of frequencies.
Yeah. And to include, by the way, some sub-frequencies. You know, the human ear only, when you're born, by the way, gets 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz of range of hearing. But there's membrane, you know, with the hairs inside as you're, get extreme exposed to those extreme frequencies, those hairs will vibrate and lay down. That's where your range lowers. So, but there's a lot of things occurring outside of those ranges that the human auditory system can hear. But there's a lot of feeling involved in that. You think dog whistles, you think low energy frequency waves and those haptic systems with those low frequencies. So perhaps a combination of sound also attempted to be articulated in a time where they couldn't visualize things outside of the auditory range would have been considered a secret group of frequencies, right? So perhaps it did have some sort of sub-harmonic component to it that they weren't able to articulate.
We often talk about recording things. What the microphone is actually picking up above and beyond what the microphone. We think it's picking up. We think it's picking up air pressure, but it could be picking up so much more than that. So much more than that. I recorded this thing once where I had a woman come over and she had her baby. She brought her newborn baby with her, and I said, just hold your baby and sing a lullaby into the basket, in the carrier, whatever it was. And everybody who listened to that would be just like, wow, I just feel like I'm held. I'm totally being held. And I'm like, it's interesting because that was her intention. So is the microphone recording that intention on top of that?
Absolutely. People feel, when they write in, I know they tell you this, you feel this. Like y'all are out there in the chat right now, you feel this. We're connected to you. You were connected to our energy in this moment.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And even when I'm, I've talked to Ford about this, even when I make records, it's a huge point for me to, have a certain mood and emotion going on during the recording process, because there's a lot more than just what the auditory range of frequencies that's being picked up. There's emotion there. There is.
You want to hear that Barry White of the universe.
That's right, baby.
You want that Barry White.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, we got reverb. Hold on.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Barry
Oh
White.
yeah.
My universe, I love you.
I love y'all.
I love you, my universe.
So
Yeah, that's what's cool. So
Yeah.
that's my thoughts on it. Is of course it was a secret arrangement of frequencies, but then you're thinking,
Feeling.
maybe even time it was played comes into this. Perhaps
Yeah.
there's like a solstice element to it, to where you're like, oh well, if you play this certain group of frequencies facing east at this certain time, maybe a portal opens up. Perhaps there's some really cool, amazing things here that in that combination can occur. I don't know, but it sounds
yeah,
definitely
for sure.
involved. I know that.
Yeah, no, you get I definitely think, now I've never personally done this, so this is obviously just a speculation, but based on a lot of the stuff that I've gone deep dives down into, you could totally play a certain set of frequencies in a certain place, angled a certain direction at a certain time, and it would like if you vibrated enough air, if you put enough energy in the air, it would definitely do something. Like it would do something. I mean, there's videos all over the internet of people levitating little balls and little objects, but that's a really controlled thing. But if you did it on a bigger scale with way more energy, a transducer that could really pump out some stuff. I mean, air can only handle sound up to a certain decibel level anyway. And if you had frequencies that were hypersonic or subsonic, so you're not hearing them, it's not blowing anybody's eardrums out because it's like above or below the range you'd hear it. Yeah, I know
it still
you
has a
could.
physical
I know
effect.
You could, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's still vibrating the
Right.
air.
Right.
Somniluminescence.
Yeah, that's in water.
Right.
That's doing
Yeah,
it
yeah.
in a
See, it's
sealed
call
water.
it
Inherent-
omniluminescence.
Yeah, but inherently
perhaps?
the same process. though.
Sonoluminescence is what it's called.
The
Sonoluminescence.
alchemy,
In water,
alchemy,
yeah.
basically.
But in air?
But in air-
Omoluminescence, perhaps.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Omnoluminescence.
I don't know.
The
That's a
same
cool band name,
alchemical
too.
process is what I'm getting at.
Right.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Well, get at it.
The alchemizing from one form to another, like from steam to ice to water.
Right.
That's the alchemical transformation of whatever that is. What is it? What are we talking about? Those are attributes of one thing, but what is the thing? It has
What
three
is the thing?
attributes:
Yeah.
water, steam, and ice. Just like you could say the same thing about everything. Everything's like that. It's not. There is no thing. Everything has two attributes. It's to see the whole, to see the duality of everything.
Yeah.
But you can apply it to everything. Did I get too deep? I don't know. I'm sorry. I might have messed that one up.
That was awesome.
I was
You-
distracted. I was distracted by
You
Atlas over
guys,
there snoring
you
away.
guys are.
He is snoring loud, but sorry.
You guys, have,
Rushing.
you guys have
Yeah,
already
dude.
gone about 47 levels down.
I'm sorry.
You just get started.
A
yeah.
Venus
Already-
flytrap.
crank it up.
Oh,
You
snap.
already gone down about levels.
A Venus
47.
flytrap. Thank you for the
Venus
tip.
flytrap.
We appreciate you. Thank
rock.
you. You are awesome.
Thank you so
We
much.
really
Thank you,
appreciate
Venus
it.
I
Flytrap.
love your name. That is awesome. Really great.
And
Thank you.
Tevin 21 says, does bass calm people down or make people go crazy or inspire people? Yes, to all
Yes,
that.
all of
Yeah,
it.
I mean, everybody's been in a car with a lot of bass or been at a concert with a lot of
Yeah.
bass. It's an experience.
You
I
either
mean,
love
it's-
it or you don't, or you
like,
love it
it's
for a little bit and
intense.
then don't.
It's intense.
It's intense.
It's
You
an
can have
intense
all of
thing.
it,
Yeah.
just like heaven and hell. They can be found in
Yeah.
the same moment together.
For sure.
Yeah. Totally.
Great question.
Try the solfeggio.
a great question,
The
yeah.
solfeggios are like really heavy in the bass. Try, they're not just sleep songs. Go play them on a huge bass system and try to see if you can last for 10 minutes.
Those songs.
This
Good
is
luck.
why, and they complement the highs.
You're welcome.
Best. Yeah, right. The blending of them is where you find that beauty because they all accent each other perfectly. Just like any one of us alone, yeah, we create dope shit. But God, together, man, this chord, this
Yeah.
harmony
Right.
is, man,
It's
that's
sick.
cool.
Man,
It's
yeah.
sick.
It's a great chord, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think out of the four of us, if the master is striking the chord, he's leaving my note open.
They're just supporting
What do you
harmony. Supporting octave. Yeah.
It's an open chord.
Open.
Right, of course. He's not touching me. He's got his fingers like smart. and then
Important.
I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this one off.
Oh,
This
whatever,
one
dude.
undefined.
Dude,
So I'm not getting plucked. I'm just. But so since my string is still, and the three of yours is vibrating, does mine start moving? Does my
Yeah,
string start?
sympathetic
Yeah.
resonance is
Yeah.
what that's
So
called.
even though it's not being plugged,
Hey, it's going, dude.
It'll-
It's happening.
and so
don't
you
worry.
become part of the one. You become part of the whole.
Yes.
We're all bonkers down here. But I'll tell you the best part.
We're all bunkers together.
All the best people are.
Yeah.
That is true, actually. That is true. Sympathetic resonance. That's
Yes,
it.
sympathetic.
That's a good name for this episode, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sympathetic, yeah, we'll probably retroactively
Yeah,
call
just
it that.
subtitle.
I can't even pronounce it.
Have you guys ever heard that you're the sum of your 5 best friends, or of your 5 closest friends?
Oh,
Is who
that's
you
pretty
are?
cool.
Through sympathetic resonance, that's what you've attracted into your life.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So mine's me, my wife, and a couple of others, and that's
Yes.
awesome.
right on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All very high vibe. Good call.
Yeah, right on. It's cool. It's cool.
And it's your
Sorry,
top
Jeff.
5.
It's pretty trippy. Pretty trippy.
Sorry, I,
Well, I have a
messed up.
huge-
I threw the curve off on that one, man.
My friends group's not limited though, so my Phi group is huge. It's a tribe for sure. Yeah, tribe is a way more accurate.
Right on. Yeah, it is a tribe. I mean, you know,
Hold on a second.
what?
Do you know how many subjects we've covered in about the last 2 minutes?
See, this is my show.
This
I'm
is
just used to
fine.
this.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
has been in a rapid fire, like
Wait
it
till we
was
get
like
into
that.
Wait,
It
wait,
was
wait till
like
we
that
tie in
chiclet.
flat Earth to.
Then let me if I
you know that
Oh,
chick.
God.
No, the chick.
haven't even
Bail. Remember
Abort.
the Navy? The Navy had pictures. The Navy had the pictures of the chiclet out there going this.
The
that,
Tic
that-
Tac off
or
the Nimitz.
Tic Tac.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
the
what
Tic
this
Tac.
is. This thing's like. I try to steer it down this, and then it just
What?
goes. Whoosh.
No, it's like my experience last night. You're just in for a ride, and you just say yes, please more. Yes, please more. Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
jeez.
And this is like my show. So if you guys are actually into any of this like rapid fire, off the wall, freaky woo woo, go check out Expanding Reality on this very YouTube. I will selfish plug right now. So cross promotion here, but it's a lot of this stuff that we expand on here. So yeah.
Oh man, awesome! Thank you so much,
Christine.
Christine.
Thank you.
Christine, you
Thank you for the tip. We appreciate it.
you totally rock, Christine.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you very
Wow.
much. That was really sweet of you. It's awesome. Super cool. I guess you guys really like this topic.
How did
Oh,
you
we're having
guys?
fun.
How did,
Give
how
us
did-
a thumbs up
how
if
did
you're
any-
digging this crazy.
how
How
did
deep
any-
do y'all want to go?
How deep? Because we can go
Yeah.
really
Oh,
deep.
we're just like you said. We're just getting
And how
started.
did they find out about us?
This is the kiddie rides.
How did they find
Adult
out?
Swim is
Yeah,
up
you
next.
guys probably found this live stream because you're listening to our sleep music,
Ah.
and it was probably recommended, and that's great. You should listen to our sleep music. And in addition to that, you should also check out our radio songs too. We have regular radio type songs that are also Phi Balanced that you can listen to during the day, so you can listen to us at night and during the day, all day long.
Yeah, there's more to experience and conscious awakening here with you guys, which is wonderful.
Mm.
And this is dead truth. This isn't like because I'm sitting here and whatever. If we weren't sitting here, I would still do this. In the morning, I get into the studio. I have a whole morning routine that I'm very proud of that's changed my life. And in that, at the end of it, I sit down with the intention to be the clearest channel I can of the most service in the best way possible for the day, right? So I set my intention, and then I pull up YouTube, Phi Tribe's first thing there, boom, got it, and I put my soaking series on, and I'm good, and I move on, and I start my day. I sit in a 10-minute, little moment there with myself, with you, and I connect with your music because it connects and grounds me so damn much. There was a lot of other frequency music, air quotes, that I was doing, and this is an actual testimonial. This is also why I flew all the way to Atlanta to sit in this chair. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a participant in this.
we are fans of your channel, so yeah, it's a perfect thing.
It's so beautiful, and this is what we're talking about the alignment. And so to sit there though with other frequency music, I was getting great results with this alpha wave session and everything, but there was a lack of like a blanket element to it, like a warmth, if you will. It was very utilitarian in its purpose, and that it serves me in the way that I wanted it to by not being distracting and all of those things. But
It
I
was
have noticed
It was inorganic.
inorganic is a beautiful way to put it. Thank you. What I found with y'all, though, is my flow state was easier to get into. And this is in waking state. This is not sleeping at night. This is, and this is what's great, too. So people, if anybody's concerned about this, by the way, because this is a thought that crossed my mind, so I'm going to articulate it here. You don't get tired listening to this during the day. So if you're sitting here like, oh, I'm going to get tired working on it because it's something I'm used to sleeping to, totally different interface during a conscious awakening. I very much want to articulate that. Don't shy away from anything that says sleep on it. If you're into, get in a zone in a working mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you keep your body and mind active, you're not going to fall asleep, but you're going to become hyper focused. Is what's going to happen. You're going to
get out of your own way.
Yeah, you'll be totally in the zone. That zone is called flow state, which we talked all about in our last episode before the battery ran out.
For a short time. Yeah, we got a few minutes in.
The battery ran out of.
But
battery ran out of flow.
One of the best tools in my studio is Phi Tribe for the vibe. As I'm working,
nice.
you know,
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, because in a studio, you're tracking this percentage of time, a very small percent, but the work, post production work it requires for this to be right is a lot. So you guys are in all of the stuff that I'm producing. So y'all are an important service in my a piece of gear in my studio. So thank you.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
yeah,
much.
yeah.
That's awesome.
You check the vibe box.
Christine says, what is the radio track? We have regular songs, not just sleep content. We got like regular 3.5 minute normal songs that are also Phi Balanced. So the same effects that you get while you listen to our sleep music or our study or our PTSD anxiety stuff.
Songs.
You can get the same effects, obviously on a smaller scale because it's only a 3-minute song, but you can listen to normal music that has those benefits instead of listening to music that doesn't have those benefits.
Right.
And songs known as Dream Killer.
That's right.
What's another one?
Truth Serum.
Truth Serum. What's another one?
Into the Wonderland.
Home Again.
Home Again.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them.
We're
I'm drawing
actually
a blank.
we're actually day job record producers.
Yeah.
Hence all the gold records and stuff. So
Right.
we know how to make radio records.
Hey,
we're
today-
quite good at it.
Today,
But these are good for you. These are the healthy ones.
Yeah.
This is
We
the
can-
healthy versions.
we can plug a clip today. We can play somebody
I
a
don't.
sample.
I don't have
Yeah,
one
I
prepared.
don't have a.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have any
We'll
loaded
tease
up.
We'll
it.
work with that.
We can
Yeah.
tease a clip today.
I was gonna load
Yeah.
the thing, but
Oh.
gotta switch this thing.
Maybe.
That was almost a royalty too. I got
Right,
out
yeah,
real
you
estate.
got out, yeah, just in time.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You're happy with that.
Frosted Fluke says, had no idea your stuff was in 432. That is very tasty. Now I know why I enjoy it so much.
There
Just
you go.
feels so natural. I like home.
This is what I was talking about, the
Oh.
blanket feeling, that warmth. It
yeah.
adds
Thank you very
the
much.
the
Beautiful
organic
compliment. Thank
personality.
you.
Yeah. It's significantly noticeably different, which is why I enjoy it.
Mm.
Yeah, it definitely feels really good. I've told the story before, but I had my piano tuned. When he's the one that first told me about 432. This is like a decade ago. And I was like, yeah, and I did a little song, and I was like, okay, that does sound pretty good. And I tried to get my piano tuned, and none of the piano tuners would do it. I went through 2 piano tuners. They're like, you're going to ruin your piano if you do this. Don't do this. I'm like,
How
"Well,
much of a
just do it."
difference is it?
I will tell you that the first time I sat down, I played an A minor 7 chord, and every little hair in my arm stood up.
I mean,
like,
Yeah, it's.
whoa.
Gap and stretch for the string physically, how far is it? Is that what he meant? Was it like it's going
I
to be
think it's
too
just because
tense?
it relieves a lot of tension,
Oh.
and those boards are meant for a specific amount of tension,
Yep.
and maybe it puts it slightly outside of the
Structural integrity.
Well, maybe not structural integrity, but maybe like over decades and decades and decades, 80 years or something. It may not be good for long term, but I mean, we're never going to know unless we try it. And then if we do it and it sounds great, I mean, then someone can build us a piano that just is,
Well, and if we know anything about
for it.
anything, the
or a
piano.
guitar. If there are any guitar builders out there,
Oh yeah.
want to build me one guitar that will do adjust temperament in 432.
And
But you want
Talk to me.
It's the new
But
moon.
you
We're
also-
manifesting.
You also want it to have that
Please.
Ace Frehley smoke bomb thing come
Yes.
out of that too. Right?
Yeah, oh that too, and
Oh,
lasers,
hell yeah.
and lasers.
In lasers.
Sharks with
Yes.
lasers. Yeah.
Sharks.
with freaking laser beams
on their heads. Yeah.
So you got to have the yin and the yang.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
The shark and the laser, the
Gotta
yin
have
and the
the-
yang.
Have the window dressing.
Oh, but so yeah, no, go back to your story about
Oh
about
yeah,
the
well,
piano,
so the
yeah.
piano, yeah, I finally got somebody to tune it, and he's an amazing tuner, and it just sounds amazing. It sounds so incredible that
Yeah.
you could definitely tell, like, why is this not this should be the tuning. It just is like obvious. It's so obvious. I can't even say.
Yeah,
it
no,
anymore.
it was really good.
Yeah.
I was down in my studio, and the piano is basically like right on top of me.
Right.
And I was just doing my thing, whatever, mixing something, not very loud because I don't mix very loud most of the time. But Ford had sat down at the piano, and I just heard this chord, and it just like, I mean, through the floor, through the thing, I stopped everything. It was
Ford
just
chord.
like, oh, just melted away, and I was like, what was
That's the
that?
Ford.
I was
That's
like,
the
what was
Ford
that?
chord.
And Ford was like, oh, that was just an A minor chord, and I was like, I
You
bet
ain't heard
that
nothing.
wasn't A. Yeah. No, but it
You
was
ain't
like
heard nothing
the
yet.
A
From
minor.
what? Yeah,
It
A
was like
minor from what dimension?
Right, all of them.
Get ready, baby. It's coming.
The multi-dimensional super
a
fractal A
coming.
minor
So
chord.
let me ask
Yeah,
the
it's amazing.
piano tuner that came over to do that. What were his thoughts when he agreed to do that for you? Did he share the same concern about the tuning,
He
but still kind of did it anyway? Or
Here's what happened. The piano tuner that I had said that it probably would take a while to. The biggest thing is it caused me to have it tuned like once a month, which it gets expensive, But this new, I bought a new piano, and it was decided that if I tuned it like that from the get go, it probably wouldn't be as bad. And I still have to tune it a little bit more often than usual. But it's totally worth it to me. It's a
Yeah.
no-brainer. So if you
Yeah.
have a
Sounds
piano
so
out there,
good.
get your
Sounds
tuner
so
to
good.
tune it to 432 and tell me what you think.
Sounds so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah,
there's
if you feel
definitely
it,
something to
You
it.
feel it.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's a bunch of cool stuff in the chat. A Venus Flytrap says, "Weren't violins reason for 440 or higher tuning?"
I heard
No, actually, a lot of people have been fighting for 432 as a mode of preserving string instruments because the 440 having the higher tension on the neck. Or on the whole instrument, some instruments don't fare very well long term. And when you're talking about a 400-year-old violin, I mean, maybe you want to do something to preserve that. So some people are fighting for it in that regard, and I know a lot of people support it. But there are other instruments that are made for 440, and I'm not even going to say 440 is bad. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the internet and conspiracy theories and stuff about Nazis and all this stuff. But even regardless of all that, that I think just 440 or 432 is just better, and because of that, I think that's the reason why people want to push for the tuning in orchestral stuff.
It's kind of like finding your voice with anything, right? We know that there's a lot of benefit, and there are great things in the music that we were all grew up listening to, and there was some wonderful messaging in there that inspired us to kind of come to the terms with the fact that we can do better now.
Yeah.
And that's what we're choosing to do now is
Right.
better.
It's better.
Because we have the opportunity.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Angela says, really love the Deep Sleep 174 solfeggio that uploaded 2 days ago. I slept
that
like
is-
a baby. Thank
That
you.
is my new favorite one. That's one I'm really excited about.
That's a good one.
We did like 4,000 views. 4,000 people slept at the first night. It was incredible. I mean, you guys were really into that one. Yeah. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
By the way, and thank you for the tips. Really, really. We hit 100,000 that night, and we were celebrating. So I wasn't there to thank you for the tips. So thank you very, very much. It was very, very sweet of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, we got Brandon here, so it's an excuse to talk about all the really fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go crazy.
What do y'all think ghosts are?
I don't know.
In or out of the machine?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't see how I asked the question? What do you think they are, right? Same way I asked the question about disclosure for UFOs. Is disclosure important to you? Is it important that the government comes out and says, hey, UFOs are real? That's a whole nother one. So you want to do ghosts or UFOs? What do you got? Do you want to do ghost UFOs?
Yeah, where are
It's-
those? Like Scooby Doo. You ever see that episode of Scooby Doo where they had the UFO ghosts? Old school Scooby Doo, original. OG.
They pulled the mask off. It was just the dude
and
from
it
down
was
the street.
Just it was
Yeah.
the guy, yeah, always.
Yeah.
Always.
You know,
And he would have gotten away
Humans
with
are
it
the
too.
real monsters.
Yeah.
right?
I watched a really interesting YouTube video recently about the psychology of gnosis, and when we're having a new idea presented to us, a lot of times we don't know how to process that information, and we project something off onto that out there that isn't there, that isn't on the inside. So it's like we something happens that takes place that we don't know how to perceive it or have a name for it or have any sort of bearings to what we can do with it. So we put as a placeholder aliens,
Yes.
or ghosts, or
Yes.
angels as a placeholder, just so that our mind can go, yeah, that was significant. I don't know what that is, but we're going to call it a ghost for right now, or we're going to call it a flying saucer for right now. You know?
My mind has gone so many, studying the phenomena for over 20 years, the mind has gone so many places with this, and you're where I'm with it now is this psychosemantic phenomena.
Yes.
So there's this idea in this as you track it. Not only does it change form from nuts and bolts, meaning it's coming from another planet built somewhere and traveled here, to interdimensional, to future humans coming back in time machines, like all this great stuff, right? And I love all of it, and I love those. But this idea of apprehending your consciousness is something that we give it credit for. But really what it could be is that our consciousness can't handle what we're seeing, so we just fill in the blank as something. Like those blind spots in your eyes, or that your reticular activating system omits your nose from your vision because it's not useful. In the same way, you could have this autonomic response to something you're seeing that's so shocking and traumatic that you don't know how to process it. So it just goes, alien, or owl that's glowing. You don't know what to do, and so you're stuck with that. Or it just omits it from your mind altogether. And then in some sort of recall, and let's say a hypnotic regression or some sort of service offered, some psychedelic experience, you tap into it, and then now you're reliving this and trying to interpret that experience from your awareness now, that you're just like, what the hell's going on? It's just this insane, but again, we perhaps give the phenomena too much credit in saying that its ability to apprehend our consciousness is what we're giving it credit for, but perhaps it's so freaky woo-woo that we just put something in place of what we're seeing because we can't handle it.
Okay, but yeah.
Like the burning bush, for instance.
Yeah, that's a great one. But now here's the thing. Why is it that then it's an archetypal thing? Why do so many people then fill in that blank with a ghost or an angel or
when you share
demon
a story
or an alien or whatever?
When you share a story, people will say, oh, I just saw something. And perhaps you have a shared experience with someone. And you go, oh, man, I just saw something. What was that out of the corner of my eye? And they're like, I thought it was a bear. No, I thought it was a ghost. And it's like, what's a ghost? Oh, it's basically like someone who died that passed on. Oh, yeah, I guess that is more like what I saw. And then you can be convinced that that's what you saw. So then there's sort of this idea of chicken and egg, like which came first? Was it really a misidentification of a phenomena? Sort of what if it was really just a damn bear that somebody then just said, it was a floating admiration of your grandma that just died. And they're like, what? That's possible? And now you've put it in the mind of the populace, and now it's an egregore. Now it's something that constantly gets perpetually created by the mind of everyone just because the thought of its possibility exists.
Well, let's look at this fractally.
But then there was the first person. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
But there was the first person.
Wait. I should say, you guys gotta understand. This is like, you guys are tearing it up. I mean, I can't keep up.
That's okay. Just enjoy.
Holy.
Sit back and enjoy the ride, Joe.
Yeah.
How's the chat doing? Is everybody all right?
Dude,
with
the
this
chat is
flow?
blowing.
The chat needs
The
to take
chat
a
is
big
going-
breath.
The chat's going
Inhale,
nuts right
nice.
now.
Big breath.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Slow
chat,
down.
for
Do we need a collective pause? Do we
No,
go too?
we're good.
Okay.
We're good. I think it's perfect.
we can
I think
take a
it's
pause
perfect.
and
Oh
I can
my
answer some
gosh,
questions.
the
I can
room
catch
is
up on.
smoking.
Well, while you're doing that, I was gonna say,
Literally.
metaphorically and fractally, let's say that's the same thing with AI, with DALL-E when it paints things, how it doesn't get hands right.
Yes.
It fills in something.
Yes.
And in letters, like a board, it doesn't know what the letters are, so it creates these things that are sort of like letters, but they're not really like letters.
Right,
You know
can't
what I
read
mean?
yet. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a placeholder.
Now think about your dreams too. You can't read in your dreams either. And if you do
Right.
read text, it's never the same way twice.
Yeah.
It can't
Right.
represent itself again twice.
Ever again.
So
Same as when you're tripping.
yeah. So it makes it think like it was able to form into some sort of pattern that you would call lettering that was recognizable, but our brains are great at finding patterns in nothing that's not really there. Think about clouds. When you're like, oh, that's a bunny, and someone else is like, yeah, I do see a bunny. And now you're seeing bunnies and giraffes and shit. It's just clouds, but it's you anthropomorphizing what you think you're seeing.
Sure.
So this whole time, and then text in dreams is another way to indicate if you're in a dream. Because again, if you see a text, glance twice at it. If it's the same, you're probably in real life. If not, it's probably
All
a dream.
right. Here's a
Yeah,
question for
yeah.
you. Have you ever seen your cell phone in a dream?
Now, here's another thing, and I'm not an NPC. I don't dream that often, or
great-
I
that's
don't
a-
recall
that's a
dreams
great-
that often. But cell phones are a creepy, crazy, cool question.
That's a
Yeah,
crazy,
it's a weird one.
interesting thing
I've
to
never
think
seen my
about.
cell phone.
Wow.
Why
The other
is
one
the
is-
thing that I have like on me arguably the most seen item in my life never in a dream?
Because it's AI. You're part of your AI.
I've never heard someone say they've seen a cell phone in a
It's a
dream.
great question.
It's part of your AI.
What about other
Or a
technology?
TV. I've never seen a TV
Yeah.
in my dreams.
What
I've
about a
never seen-
mirror? What if you look at yourself in a
I
mirror?
can't
What do you
even-
look like?
I can't even say I've seen
No.
a mirror in my dreams.
See, that's the thing is what if you find a mirror in your dreams? What if you set the intention to find a mirror in your dream or to find your cell phone in your dreams? Can you have that
Yeah,
crossover?
we could do that. We could
See,
Yeah.
yeah, we could do a super lucid dreaming track,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
go on like a mission.
See, 'cause it's
Someone
these
could,
things
like,
I
speak
like
things
that
to me
we
while
have
I'm like
music.
sleeping.
Shameless plug. Lucid dreaming. Third eye.
Third eye. Check
Well,
it out.
this is the thing. It's like these things that now we have these questions for, and hopefully folks are, and if you're guided to, you just take track and you're like, yeah, let's investigate this. It's take this further with myself, and then you put this sleep track on with this intention to find my cell phone. That's it. In your dream with this track, and
Let's do For the first time in human history, someone's gonna find a cell phone in a dream.
I know.
We're gonna
I
do
know
it. We're
where-
gonna do a cell
I know
phone.
where the cell phone is.
it's a Nokia.
It's in it's in the mirror.
It's in the mirror. It's
Yeah,
in the
right.
mirror.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Damn, that's trippy as shit.
Yeah.
But
Think
you-
about that shit. It's in the mirror.
But
Yeah,
it's
that
great.
you never see.
But it'd be funny. You do find a phone in your thing, and it's one of those children's plastic ones with the face on it, with the nose, the dial-up one. They're like, "Here's your phone," in your dream, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Nope, not what I wanted." Nice try, dream. Get out of here.
I had an Android.
Yeah.
Yeah. The low quality production of this part of this thing is his Android phone.
Yeah. Jeez, Jeff.
You Apple.
We apologize.
Apple
Nothing
lovers.
personal, Google. I love you.
Apple
You're
lovers.
awesome.
And we're also
because
not.
you send us a paycheck. But,
and we're not dividing the audience. If you're Android people out there, go with what you feel. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes,
It's just
yes.
we like to have fun with this. It's a noticeable
feels
thing between
good.
people who create content versus people who enjoy content. That the creators, we just prefer Apple. It's just easier with all the gear and everything.
Yeah.
And you
Or-
throw an Android into the mix, and we're just lost. Honestly, it's intimidating for us, which is ironic because we can run all this complicated gear no problem. But you give us an Android, and we're like, huh?
What?
Get it
How
away
do
from me.
you- how
It's
do
scary.
you-
We fear change, you know?
can you do me a spreadsheet?
Oh shit.
Oh my goodness. No,
I
it's-
can't do math at all. So.
So everybody's this thing's flying here, huh?
Dude, it is.
So you guys are
blowing
like
up.
the
Everything's blowing.
existential, this more
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, we can
more,
do a
more
lot
stuff,
more of this.
The cool talk.
Well,
'cause we
anybody
could
got
do
any
more of it.
questions? I mean, do you want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do like a
We
speed
can
round?
let's
or something? We
take
can ask some
let's take some time for Q&A. If you guys got questions of any kind about anything we were talking about, questions about stuff we've talked about on other live streams or anything at all, put them in the chat. We will answer them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'd love to be honored.
Yeah.
Just nothing weird. Nothing weird.
No,
at
please
all.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can get a little weird.
Yeah,
The weirder, the better.
That's subjective, by the way.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that maybe yeah, that's
Okay, the weirdest.
no. Okay. Weirdest comment wins.
You're right.
The weirdest. Yeah.
Man, but this has been so cool. Just
Yeah.
hanging out with you guys.
Dude,
Yeah.
thank
This
you
is
so
awesome.
much
Oh,
for coming,
thank you.
man. Yeah,
thank you,
we're
thank you.
excited.
Beautiful.
We're
Yeah,
excited.
Definitely.
Get over here, you.
Ugh.
We're doing the don't disrupt any of the gear fist bump.
Yeah. yeah.
So we were downstairs talking about stuff, and I don't know what we were talking about. That was very, very interesting. It was very, very deep. We were talking about. What do you
Wait,
think?
yesterday?
What do you
everything.
think about the pyramids and the psychoacoustics going on in
yeah,
there?
yeah,
You know how Robert
Oh,
Cranston did
man.
that study there.
Yeah. Well, he was like, I don't know. I guess he's not there right now, but he was just there again. And
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what he like talks about all his discoveries. I know there was a few of them, and they just discovered a new shaft in the pyramid.
Yeah. I have two really great friends over there that do a lot of research over there. One is Larry Paul. He's the president of the American Pyramid Association. He was actually one of the ones that discovered that, I believe. He's part of that and knows a lot about it. He's a brilliant guy. Yeah. He's the one that bought like GizaPyramid.com in the 90s because he was on top of it. So he just owns all the best .coms of Giza, Egypt.com or something. That's him. He's cool. He's one of the coolest dudes. So he does a lot of work over there. His Osiris shaft work is fascinating. And he, the Christopher Dunn's work, you do Robert Schoch's work and Anthony West's work on the Sphinx, so everything being dated in that area. There's such a mystery there, and it's all so fascinating, and especially when now the sound theories are coming out. The other person that I work with other than Larry Paul is a guy named Jeff Drum. He runs a YouTube channel on here called Land of Chem, CHEM, because one of his things is, and his deductions is not only it, and it doesn't rule any theory out, which makes the pyramids even more fascinating, as the more that they find out about them, it's not like they were used for this and that's it. It's like they were yes-anding everything. Not only were they possibly power structures and sound harmonic centers of amplification in this orgone energy, yes, and Jeff's contention and what he's found is that they were massive chemical manufacturing plants. This is where we get the word ammonia from Amun-Ra. It was ammonia being manufactured in there because of the way the king's chamber tapers and the residue that's built up on it. Not only is it resonance for sound, but also chemical reduction. He had a chemical engineering professor read over his work because he was like, dude, please just disprove this for me, like a lot of flat earth people, by the way. And they go, just please disprove this for me. Just tell me I'm crazy, right? And the guy not only couldn't do that, but he wrote the foreword for his book in support of his theory. So what's even more fascinating about this is even more things keep coming out about what those were possibly used for. And now the other thing about that is to reduce them down to any one thing is silly also. Not to mention how they're perfectly aligned, how it perfectly matches phi in its ratio and all of this stuff. The symbolism wrapped up in everything. It's attention to the stars and its projection.
It's transmutation, alchemically transmutation.
Yeah. It's so many things, and that's what's so brilliant about this. It's not only the phenomena, but also ancient history period, all of it. You get deeper into sound, cymatics, anything, and you find that it's so much bigger of a story. There's so many deeper things to it, and it also connects in the strangest and most beautifully bizarre ways to everything around you. It's all connected, and that is what is so damn cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's at the heart of Phi Balance. That's what we're about. That's what we're entirely about.
Yeah.
Well, there is a physicist and mathematicians we follow, Robert Edward Grant, a lot. A lot of his work is based on, a lot of our work is based on his ideas and theories, and that's what he's talking about, was just doing this big thing over there.
Yeah.
And one of the most interesting things I've heard lately, though, is from Archaics. We followed much about him, what he's talking about, this cycle that goes through. But it's an interesting thought, whether you believe anything he has to say. We can think about the constant cycle of the times going through the Kali Yugas, right? And as they cycle through, the idea that the pyramids always exist, right? They never go. They never go away. As we go through this peak of civilization, then some catastrophe happens and there's nothing left. Right, but as we hit the peak of civilization, we restore the pyramids to their former glory because they have some sort of magical property that we haven't figured out yet. But when we do figure it out,
by solving the puzzle,
we restore them back to their glory. Then this catastrophe happens again, right? And it wipes over again, and we go back for thousands of years. We're going, what the hell was that about? What was that? And then it starts over again. It's a cycle again, so that they've always been here.
Right.
It's never
No
not been
wonder
here.
everybody's going crazy in the world.
I love this so much. This
That's
is
why
easily one of my
everyone's
favorite.
going crazy from what you just
Apples
said.
versus oranges, 138-year Phoenix cycle. Yes, is exactly what we're talking about.
Yes, it's
Exactly.
fascinating.
Archaics, yes. Angelo, yes. He is awesome.
And this
Love
idea
that
of this,
dude.
and this is where the sort of Tartaria whatever could be. Maybe a bunch of people just build stuff. They're going about their day, doing whatever. And then we're just like hearing on the news, oh, they figured out how to they found the lost capstone of the pyramid. And we're like, okay. And then we're going about our work, whatever. And then all of a sudden, blinked out of existence. We're like, what the hell happened? And then we're back here going, no. And the dude's setting it on, and we're like, no. And then it's like, bloop, blinked out of existence. And then everything crumbles, And then the capstone just shoots shoots way up into the
Right.
sky and then lands somewhere.
Monty Python. It's Monty Python.
Every 10,000 years.
It's
And then for
ridiculous.
some reason, there's this
It's
enigmatic thing that
ridiculous.
we're so drawn to.
Yeah.
And through whatever we do during our daily, it's all we're doing is killing time until we figure this thing out so that we can reset it again.
Eventually, we're going to restore it. We're totally going to restore it.
But now that we know this, should we, right? It's the Jurassic Park thing.
it's
Yeah, just
inevitable.
because we can doesn't mean we should.
You didn't think if you should.
All
Right.
You mean like AI?
Yeah, right?
Right, yeah.
Yes. That's such a trippy thought. That's up there with me. Actually, I like that. That's up there with me, like the Mandela effect. Like when they kicked CERN on in 2012, we all died at the same time, but none
Oh,
of us,
right.
none of us
We don't know
it.
it. We don't know it.
So
yeah.
we just keep like subconsciously, co-collectively creating reality together, even though none of us are really here.
Yeah, it could be like that movie Lost, right? That's
Yeah.
what that was, like a precursor to it or
Right.
something. Or maybe that's what happened at death. We saw the whole thing in a flash, the fractal flash.
It's wild.
Yeah. Okay, I got to get to the chat because it's like just blowing up
Brah.
right now. Okay.
Oh
It's
my
just like going
God.
crazy.
I can't believe it.
Thank y'all for joining us and
Thank you.
chiming in. We love it. We love
Yeah,
talking with you. We love
my
hanging with you guys.
God.
We appreciate it.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. Okay. Yeah, let's see here. Sorry, there's so much stuff in here. It's hard to find all of the questions. Let's see. Yeah, this dude. Okay. Your unalienable rights. We are energy in an organic and mineral-based magnetic field that generates electricity, such as neutrinos, which would be a predisposition to shape.
All right, let me listen to them. I'm trying to pay attention to this
Yeah,
question. This is
deep
a very
shit.
listen, this is serious. This is a serious question. It's
All right, he says, yeah, we are in an energy, organic, and mineral-based magnetic field that generates electricity such as neutrinos, which would be a predisposition to shape our present. He further says,
100%.
Dude,
yes,
totally.
time by vibration with a positive vision and in harmony with our belief potential. Bingo.
Is that Dave
Exactly.
Zed from Generation Z?
That says your unalienable
100%.
rights.
100%.
That's who it is.
Who is that? You're unalienable. Right? Thank you so much for
Yeah,
that
we
comment.
appreciate that
Beautiful.
comment.
Thank you.
That's a gem right there. That's a
Beautiful.
great one.
Yes.
That is a
and
huge
somebody will translate it for the rest of us that had no
Yeah,
idea
but-
what you just said.
Well,
This
that's
speaks-
a lot of what Phi Tribe is based on.
Yeah,
It's based
for
on those
sure.
ideas.
I
Exactly.
got lost.
Everything that
got
you're
lost.
describing with those neutrinos is what we're controlling through sympathetic resonance with our music. Wow. That's exactly what we're controlling.
Yeah, no,
That's
and
a physical expression of it.
yeah. No, yeah, it is all about harmony and multi-layer, multi-dimensional, if you will, harmony. More than just the harmony that you're used to hearing in music, but with all things together as one, moving in one direction together with one intent and one belief.
It's deliberate. It's
Yeah.
being a deliberate creator. That's what this is.
And it's all vibration. I mean, it's all vibration and resonance and
Frequency.
and frequency. Yeah, together.
Nikola Tesla. These
Yeah,
secrets
Nikola
of the
Tesla,
universe.
right there, right,
And then
yeah.
harmonizing them.
Precisely.
That's this taking it up the notch. Yeah, that's what Phi Tribe is doing, is
That's
harmonizing
Phi
them.
Tribe
It's the
Balance.
recognition of them, but this is the collaboration of them. And this is where you
That's the
execute.
Phi by-
Venus Flytrap says the Veda Shlakas, please.
Ooh,
I'm not
Shlakas.
familiar with those, so
I
love it, the
tell us a little bit
Vedics.
more about what you're talking about there. Venus
Interesting.
The
Flytrap.
Shlakas I'm not familiar with, but the
Yeah.
Vedics talk
The
about
Vedics,
Vimanas and
yeah.
all these awesome
Right,
flying
yeah,
crafts
yeah.
back in the day, and vitrified glass. Like that's what's so cool about that desert area is that they find this vitrified glass out there, which that only occurs through intense high heat. Actually, it's only been man-made through nuclear explosions. So they talk about these Vimanas and flying ships in the Vedic. And then they talk about this destruction, this capability. And that's what Robert Oppenheimer, when they created that, we're even talking about. He said, now I've become death, the destroyer of worlds. And that was a quote from the Vedic text talking about that this great apocalyptic event that occurred was made by them. I've become death, the destroyer of worlds, because he created something capable of just vitrifying the desert like that and just obliterating life at such a scale.
Something
Oh.
something desert glass or something they call it. What do they call that?
Yeah, desert glass. Yeah, and it's like
has a
it
different
was
name now.
traded as commodity and all of that, but it's from high intense heat. Also could be from like a comet explosion or a meteor or something like that. But the Vedics give credit to a technology for it, which is wild.
And tonight's show is brought to you by Phi Tribe. We are Phi Tribe, and why don't you tell the folks out there who might be new what we're about?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you guys again for
Yes.
joining us tonight
thank you.
on this
Yeah.
impromptu thing. Yeah, we make sleep music, and not only sleep music, we make study and PTSD and anxiety. And our team mascot over here is one to hang out with him, so he's over here making noise. So we use our proprietary technology called Phi Balanced technology to help facilitate getting you in better connection and in flow with being in balance with your biorhythms and your thoughts, and being able to do that quicker and better and more reliable.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, well said, Mike.
Absolutely.
I couldn't have said it better.
Nice.
That's why we let him do it.
Yeah, yes.
He said it the best.
He has the
Yes.
radio voice for it too. He has that.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
And the face.
yes. Well, thank you guys for everything.
Yeah.
The dog is trying to get my
I love it.
attention for
Atlas is
something. Yeah.
Apollo's crushing it back there.
Hey,
Atlas is crushing it.
we're doing a podcast. You can't be making all that noise.
Atlas, come here.
Lay down.
Come here, sweet baby.
Lay down. I love you.
baby.
He's
The
all
big
stuck.
old teddy
He's
bear.
stuck.
Yeah,
He's stuck
he's-
now.
You guys should
Oh,
get like
he
a
can't
cam that you put on him that follows
He's
him
all
so
stuck.
that the audience can also watch what his view is, and watch him walk around as we do this.
Yeah, and we can
We
take,
have we
have
we
Atlas
normally
Cam.
do,
Look
but we got you.
We have
Oh,
you.
thank
So-
you. I'm on the
You're
Atlas
on the
cam.
Atlas
Oh,
cam.
thank you.
we also need a
Yeah,
cam
yeah.
down on
He's
Ford,
on the Atlas
Ford
cam.
socks. She's got brand new,
Yeah.
really nice socks tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Way nicer than the ones you had on the other night.
Well,
I mean, that is the upgrade of the week.
these are my very comfy cold socks.
They're like
it's cold
tuxedo
today.
socks. Yeah.
It was all nice, and then now it's cold. I don't know what happened.
There we go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, the weather switched on us.
the weather switched on us.
It baited us.
It did. It tricked us. I bought flowers and everything,
Yes.
and
I
then
mean, it was
it got
so
cold last
warm.
night. It was a trick.
It was nice.
It was a trick.
I run hot. Y'all were like, it's cold. I'm like, oh,
It was
let's
freezing
go
out there.
outside.
Yeah, no, but it's awesome. We're so glad to have you anyway.
Oh, this has been incredible.
Yeah, let me stick it.
Incredible.
Awesome.
And just the beginning, like it scales up from here, and so that's interesting too. And we're curious to see what you guys in the chat have to say. What would you like to see next? What are you thinking? What's on your mind? Where do you see this going? Where do you apply this, or where would you like to see this applied in your life? Where would you like to spend time with Phi Tribe other than
Brandon,
your sleep?
I have a question.
Sir.
Where the hell did you come from, man?
The ether.
You're just dropping dimes. I mean,
came from expanding reality.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
This
right.
I
is
came here to expand
awesome.
your reality.
it's
And you can
awesome.
catch Expanding Reality
Hey.
on YouTube
Hey.
Yes,
at
you
Expanding Reality,
That's
and
right.
also anywhere podcasts are found.
Anywhere podcasts are served. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's one of my favorite shows, which
That's
is how
all
we
love.
got brought together. It's
This is
amazing.
crazy. You should tell that.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how we met.
Right.
Well, it's funny. I was a fan of Generation Z, and I was watching a
Shout
lot
out.
of his stuff. Yeah, and then you had come on a few times with him, and so I got familiar with you. And then another time you came on with Mira Taylor.
Yep.
And Mira had a bunch of stuff to say that applied to me personally, and I was just like, "Holy cow!" And Mira's a counselor, an amazing counselor, and I was like, "Here's somebody who can really help me work this out. Who's somebody who gets me, you know?" So I struck up a conversation with her and started working with her, and then I brought her into Phi Tribe. I thought, what she does is like a psychological profiles of audiences.
She's
And-
incredible.
yeah, she's
She's a treasure to this
she's
place.
so brilliant. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, so she puts a bunch of stuff for us together, and she goes, I got the perfect person that you should meet. His name's Brandon. I'm like, okay, cool. This will be great. We'll be meeting Brandon. And then you popped up on the screen, and I started dying laughing because I've been watching your podcast for like a month. It was nuts.
This is the synchronicity.
Yeah.
This is how it works. Yeah. And Mira and I are dear friends. She found me on Instagram. We talked about getting on the show. We had a phone call the day we Instagram messaged, which is very rare. But it's not whenever it aligns, right? It's speed. It's like, yes. And so we had this phone conversation. We connected, had her on the show as a sister. I mean, it's like, yes, of course we met at this time in our lives now, as we do in all of them, because we're the Matrix assassins and we're here to do this.
That's flow, baby.
And it's all flow. And so it's crazy cool.
Yeah. Well, it's always the now, and what we're seeing is the synchronicities. They reveal themselves the closer you get to the now. And that's what Phi Balance is, right? We're coming in from this very, very wide perspective, and
there's no way that this can become a cult. That's the most beautiful thing. It can't become a cult.
No.
Well, if it does,
no, it can't be. That's what I'm saying.
If it does, then we're alchemizing the word cult to mean family, and really to do it right, where other cults have failed, where they just started drinking Kool-Aid.
We're a tribe.
We are a tribe, but you're the tribe. You don't even need us. We'll point it to you and be like, and you just go do your thing. But if you want to hang out with the playground and hang out with us, we do make some cool music and talk about trippy stuff, then hang out with us.
This is the best part about this, is it's empowering. That's what it's my personal mission here, and that's why this aligns, is because it's y'all's personal mission as well, to give people back to themselves. It's to show you guys that, hey, this place isn't as crazy serious as they would scare you into believe, because there's a lot of power in scaring you into giving your power over them, and you do that by sacrificing your play and your ability to see this place as a free, amazing example of an expression of your highest authenticity. So when you allow them to take that from you, that occurs. But if you don't allow them to, or if you have in the past, and we've all done this because you have to be programmed to break out of it, then you have these wonderful folks and this family, this Phi family, to get with and move forward into the next bit of the life that serves you. And if you're hearing here, obviously, if you're in the chat, if you hear this at any point in this broadcast, then you're aligned, and we welcome you here as part of the expansion of consciousness.
Thanks for bringing that up, and I have to say that this has been a long time coming, and it comes from a place of someone who has achieved their dreams and had all the things that a lot of people fantasize about having, and I could tell you unequivocally, it does not solve your problems. I would hang up a gold record and go, "Yep, I still want to kill myself." A terrible feeling, and I had all the toys and all the little accolades. And it's meaningless, but you know what? Do you know what did it? Phi Balance.
Mm-hmm.
It put it all straight. It put it all into alignment. Everything was, whoosh, and all of a sudden the focus was there, and then you could see the full thing. The entire picture is unrecognizable until the second it snaps into space. And the second it snaps into space, all you can do is laugh or scream, because it's the most astonishing freaking thing. It's the most obvious thing that it makes you want to laugh, that the impossibility that you didn't see it this whole time. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the reason you didn't see it is because it's terrifying to think that it's true. And in that is not the greatest experience in the world, but what comes after that, the only sad thing in my life at that point was that other people could not experience this. Like how could I be happy doing anything knowing that this is available to me so easily and not available to
and that's why it's incorruptible.
And it's incorruptible.
That's why it's incorruptible. That's why this can never become a cult. This is the truth of the truth.
That's it.
Yeah.
It is.
There is no more true than this.
It's undeniable. Once you see it, it's undeniable.
You can't unsee it.
And you can't unsee it.
Hold my beer. That's right. You can't unsee this. The irony.
You can't unsee, but you can choose to forget.
Yeah.
If you decide that this is too much for you.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But
Pinky. What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Phi Balance is the soundtrack to alignment. That's how I see it. It's just, if you're ready to move forward, this is your soundtrack.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
That's a nice
Well said.
spin.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's
What
a
a
great
That's your
spin.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Put some spin on it.
Pinky in the Brain says, "Can you post everyone's names and podcasts so we can connect, please? Also, the name of Amira, is it?
Mira Taylor, she does Gnostic Wellness with a G. Moon and Rune Wellness. Moon and Rune in RUNE. Mira, MIR, Mira Taylor.
Yeah. I
So
cannot-
definitely check her out. Cannot
recommend her enough.
no, we
She's-
cannot
she's
overemphasize that
amazing.
one.
Whether you're just a person who just needs some direction in your life, or if you're a corporation who needs a direction in your life,
She is
she's it.
scalable and
amazing.
perfect
She
for
connects.
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Oh,
She connects
deeply.
Her
Yeah.
third eye is working.
But we will say this: don't
the
if you're not ready to see the truth, don't call her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I mean that in the sweetest best way possible, because she is sweet and amazing. But it's a if you're just like if you're here and you're aligned to that, that's sort of your heads up with it. Is that if you're here, you're serious about it.
She's
Mira's
focused.
serious about it,
She's
Yeah.
focused.
and she's serious about you because she's on the same mission
Yeah.
to empower us to give you back to yourself. That's
Definitely.
it.
Beautiful way. In a beautiful way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just in the Phi Tribe.
Yeah, definitely the
That's
Phi
right.
Tribe.
That's right.
I keep hearing a record scratch.
I
You
do
guys
Yeah,
too.
hear that?
It's
Like,
been nice. I think. Are you hitting an effect?
No,
That's
I'm
all?
not.
I don't know what that is.
What's that red
It might-
button
Maybe
over
it's
I
a
don't
cable
know.
or.
Juicy
I
fruit.
think it's a cable.
know.
It is sort of a.
Because it sounds like a record scratch.
It is a record scratch.
Like a sound
Like a
effect or something. Yeah, but I'm not.
not.
I'm afraid to touch a button to test. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm new at this thing.
I like it. It's sort of like maybe it's the record
That's
equivalent
right,
of a
that's
battery
me.
low, sort of like your smoke detector, how it has that beep, but it's a piece of
Yeah.
audio gear, so it has a record scratch,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
to let you
yeah.
know a battery's low.
It's gonna be that. We have. There it is
There it is
again.
again.
It sounds like a
It's-
cable.
It's a
That's
battery.
good
Yeah,
old,
it
that's
sounds
good
like
old
an
Georgia.
actual-
That's good old Georgia power coming in and
Probably.
out.
Oh.
Probably.
Yeah.
Little surge, that a surge. Here
It's
a
all the
surge,
power in
there a
this
surge.
room. The gear can't handle
power.
it,
Yeah.
you know?
We have a 6% battery life left.
Oh, maybe
Oh,
that's
we
it.
do want to
dude.
answer.
That's probably
Let's
it.
answer a couple questions and wrap it
yeah,
up.
well,
yeah.
you know, honestly, there isn't a whole lot of specific questions that we haven't gotten to.
Okay.
There's a bunch of stuff in the chat. Everybody's having conversations. It's hard to keep up with
Oh,
everybody.
I
so
love that you guys
Beautiful.
are
It's
all.
like we're the
together.
bar band.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know,
What an amazing
We're the
community.
bar
guys.
band.
You know, you guys are great.
They're not even listening to us. They're just going back.
Oh
and
no,
forth
they're
themselves.
they're here.
They're
We're
here.
just the bar band.
So what?
Long record scratch.
It's a long one.
I don't know. That was crazy sounding.
Excuse you.
My bad.
That was a digital. That
This
was
is
a digital
Atlanta
fart.
food. I'm not used to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess. Thank you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
for joining
God,
us.
this has
we
been so
really
cool.
Thank you very,
appreciate
very
it.
much.
We
Yeah.
appreciate it. We love you guys. Yeah. We're just
Stay Phi and
yeah.
stay Tribe.
That's right. Stay Phi, stay Tribe. And we're going to be doing another live stream next week as well. And if we find some time, maybe we'll record another one with Brandon here and we'll talk
Phi
about some other
Tribe.
things.
Yeah, and if y'all don't mind, can I sign us off?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
for
yeah,
it.
If that
yeah.
record
If
scratch
we don't-
doesn't,
yeah.
if that record scratch doesn't mind, it's the way that I end all of my shows. Okay,
go
so
for it.
I just say thank you all, for being here. Go out into this beautiful, amazing place, whatever the hell this thing is. Pick up a piece of litter. Be nice to everybody that you come across. Buy somebody in line around you a coffee or a meal, something super small. Goes a far way in the collective. As you traverse this beautiful land of ours via vehicle, get out of the left-hand lane if you've got somebody behind you wanting to pass, because that's a huge pain in the ass, and that's a public service for me. And above all and
Amen.
anything else, go out into this beautiful, mysterious place, whatever the hell this thing is, and y'all just be good to one another.
I
That's
love
it.
that.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
love that. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really, really awesome.
And before we go, you guys make sure and check us out. Obviously, you're on YouTube, but also Instagram. And we are now on TikTok and Twitter, right? We're on Twitter and Instagram. I said Instagram,
Yeah.
right?
Instagram and TikTok for sure.
Yeah, Instagram is Phi Tribe 369, and our TikTok
Phi
is
Tribe Music.
Phi Tribe Music. So
Yep.
y'all check us out there.
There's some meditation stuff. There's some intense intention focus stuff going on. There's a chakra clearing
Join the
series.
tribe.
We're doing full moon releases over there. So on the TikTok there, very cool stuff.
Join the Phi Tribe.
And if you're on Twitter, help me out. I suck at this stuff. So it's
You're learning, you're growing.
Come and say hello to me on Twitter and follow us on Twitter. We're just Phi Tribe on Twitter. So I promise I'll put up some funny memes and stuff. I'll make it worth it. for
Yeah,
you.
oh yeah, and we'll throw the shorts over there. Yeah, we're grateful for everybody's
Yes,
participation and
yes,
sharing and telling other folks how valuable this is to you. That always helps.
Love.
Yeah.
Love.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys very
Yeah,
much.
thank you,
Feel
man.
the
We
love.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
And-
and thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right on. Awesome.
all right, well, see you guys later.
See ya.
Ciao.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.